Okay, so good morning everybody and once again welcome back in today's class. Today we are on the day number 47 of our batch. Okay, so yesterday we discussed about the change management, right? And we discussed about the change model. Now we are going to be do a little bit more deep dive in the change model and then we will proceed further. Okay, if you remember that I say yesterday, I say that if you go here, let me log in and if you click on the create new, okay, you can see a landing page, which is this model, or you can see the interceptor. Okay, now how to bring that interceptor? We can make a change in the change properties and then it can work for us. Okay, so what we will do, we will go here and open the sys underscore properties.list. Okay, what is the intention now? If I click on here, change, click here, I want to see model plus interceptor as well. Okay, as if you purchase service now with the latest release nowadays, you will get this particular page out of the box. Okay, and this has been driven or this has been set up by the properties. There are two properties which work together to make a change on this landing page. Okay, so the first property is mainly, it's called change underscore management dot yes, sorry, change underscore management dot change underscore model, ये वाला प्रॉपर्टी क्या कहते हैं प्रॉपर्टी? लेट मी show you this thing. Now the thing is that Atul, how you remember? With experience, by reading the books or the docs, we remember this thing. Okay, so this property says that if the compatibility is enable, मतलब कि अगर इसके साथ ये प्रॉपर्टी को भी अनेबल आप कर देंगे, कंपैटिबिलिटी प्रॉपर्टी को, दिस हाइड द चेंज मॉडल फीचर फ्रॉम द फॉर्म एंड द चेंज रिक्वेस्ट इंटरसिपेटर. अगर दोनों ट्रू हैं, सी दिस ऑल्सो ट्रू हाइड एंड दिस ऑल्सो ट्रू, तो सिर्फ इंटरसिपेटर दिखेगा. You will not able to see the model. But if you make one hide and one true, मतलब ये false है लेकिन इसको आप true कर देंगे तो आपको दोनों दिखेंगे. So it is already false, right? Now let's go back here, copy this, go back here. ठीक है, and let me show you. If in your instance you will not get this property, you can create as well this property. Okay, so it's a enable change type compatibility for the change model if this property is installed. When true, allow changes to create with the both से. अगर आप इसको true कर देंगे तो you are able to see when true, allow changes to be created with the both types. Now the thing is that if you're not using the change model, it use workflow, but if you're using the model, it use flow. बड़ा confusion है, but this is the way that ServiceNow say we are transitioning to the new way. So now let's save this. Okay, and now it's done, and now let's come here and change, click on the create new. Okay, let me sorry, this one. So now you can see this is the interceptor page, this one is the interceptor. So देखो ये तीन तो, these three are different, this is I know, Model I know. If you click on this model, it will still take you the same page, but it will give a flexibility to the user to select at the first point that you want to go for the model, you want to go for the normal way. Why this two things has been given by ServiceNow? Because sometimes it's not possible for a customer to quickly or easily move from one part to the another part, means from interceptor to the model. They say no. I want to keep the both options open at least for the next 3 months so that my user get comfortable with the same. Okay, so if you are using model, it means you are using the flow. But if I go back again here and click on the change, create change. If I click on these and three, normal change, standard change, emergency change, I'm using the workflow. Field सब वही रहेगा, everything will be same except 1 or 2 fields. ये देखो, ये खाली हो जाएगा बस. Rest everything will be same. The only difference is that what you define in your workflow. Flow and workflow both can be different. Now, so simple example, you can make a cup of coffee. To make a coffee, we have two different ways, but the output will be same. Either you can take a coffee powder, put a spoon milk, and then grate it. No, not grate it. Basically, क्या कहते हैं उसको? Mix करने से जो people make it as a liquid type से, ठीक है? I'm forgetting the correct format name for that. That is number one way. Second way, you boil the milk, put the coffee powder there, and with the spoon just mix it everything and boil it again, and your work is done. Then with the frother, you can make it as a little good shape. Output will be both the same. The change will be executed, but the internal process may get different. So now it says what it says. If both are true, so देखो ये भी false है और अगर ये भी false कर दूंगा तो मुझे सिर्फ मॉडल दिखेंगे. But if I want the both, then I want to see one true and one false. This is very important from the examination perspective as well, CSA exam perspective as well. And from the business perspective also, this is very much important. Okay, so in our discussion, we'll keep these two options open so that we can pick this up and we can work on that particular part. Okay, now let's deep dive on this change model. Let's say I'm going to open this model. Okay, in the change model, total 3 things are there. What 3 things are there? Change model. Number one है state model. मतलब कि my model will go or pass through how many or which states. Okay, so we call it state model. ठीक है. State transition. A से B, B से C, C से A, C से D. This is called transition. Means new to assess, assess to authorize, authorize to new, new to authorize, new to implement. ये मेरा transition रहता है. And the third is called conditions, which is we called state transition conditions. Means किस condition पर ये यहाँ से यहाँ जाएगा. This is what the benefit of the model. You also make a cup of tea. I also make a cup of tea. But in my case, it is different. The process is little different. In your case, either you are making a cup of tea for the 1 person or 2 people or the 5 people or the 10 people or the 40 people. Process will be same. But my case is not like that. If 1 person, then I want these things. If 2 person, I want this thing. If 100 people, I want to do this thing. This is what the benefit of the model. And why I'm repeating this word so that you understand that why we use the change model actually. practically why we use a change model. Maybe it's little early for you to understand that why and how it's being implemented or used in the industry, but it is a benefit for the companies. Mainly, it is benefit for the companies who are working in the network domain, because they want for the different kind of switches for the components, they want a different change model. They need different change approval. So they can create the change model and they can use it here. Okay, now let's come back here. Let's go and open this thing and see what plugin is required, because it's a plugin is required, right? If you see in the property, this plugin is installed. Let's see here. Change model. ठीक है, स्पेलिंग मॉडल के लिए तो नहीं, चेंज नहीं, change operational. Let me see this. है ना, let copy this and go to the plugins. यार इसका मतलब maybe ServiceNow already bundled this in somewhere, so we are not able to see this part. But they say if this plugin is installed, even change management से भी कुछ नहीं आ रहा, right? Let me try to be see. एक बार ना ये इसके भी गड़बड़ करता है. ये देखो ये change management, standard change, update CI, context intelligence. यहाँ पे देखते हैं. Let's see. इसी में ही होगा फिर जो भी है. Maybe they bundle it with this only. So now this particular change management has 19 more plugins installed. See, CAM workbench, do we ये रहा मॉडल जो हम सोच देख रहे थे, ये वाला मॉडल. ठीक है, so this one we are talking about. तो ये अलग से भी इंस्टॉल कर सकते हो या फिर इसी में अगर इंस्टॉल्ड है तो चलेगा. लेट मी क्लिक प्रोसीड प्लगइन. अगर कुछ है तो अपडेट हो जाएगा इन द मीन टाइम. ठीक है. Now let's come to our model part. So this is the plugin which we needed. Now if you come here for the model, search for the change model condition types and change model. Let's see what is the condition type here. Authorize or on hold. What they say, authorize or on hold. अच्छा, एक चीज और which we forgot yesterday. अच्छा, okay, ठीक है, इसको बाद में देखते हैं. Let's come to this part, change model. जो yesterday I not forgot, but we missed out one thing. Is this states? What is the meaning of the states actually? New means when you are creating a change and keeping it in the draft state. अब देखो, I said, Hema, please pack your bags. Or maybe your husband say, okay, Hema, pack your bags. We are going to India on the 3rd week of this month. He put a change in your mind and it is in the new state. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि your husband say and you done the packing and say yes we can go. It's not like that. You start planning it. अच्छा, मुझे ऑफिस में लीव्स डालना है, बेटे के स्कूल के लिए मना करना है, then we have to be close up or clean up the things as well in the house. राशन है या जो भी आइटम्स पड़ी है घर में, chocolate, toffees, candies, biscuits need to be cleaned because we will back after 4 months or 5 months. ठीक है, so you start drafting that change and putting the things. You have to plan. अगर हम नहीं गए तो ठीक है. So in this new state, now today we are going to do demo as well. So in the new state we we update the change with the all required information. ठीक है. Now let's come back here. I'll go one by one on this part. So these are the change models available to me. ठीक है. If you want, you can create your own change model as well. Click here and then you can create your own change model. LNG पाठशाला. डिफॉल्ट चेंज मॉडल मीन्स अगर कुछ नहीं होता तो क्या लोग इसको यूज कर सकते हैं? ऐसा ना कर सकते हैं, बट आई डोंट वांट. आई वांट टू अवेलेबल इन द क्रिएट न्यू सो दैट पीपल हैव अ चॉइस टू सेलेक्ट इट. मार्केट एज एक्टिव कलर येलो. ठीक है. डिस्क्रिप्शन आई कैन पुट द सेम थिंग. And what type you want? I want in the normal. Means by default the change should be raised in the normal only. This will also decide that which particular flow need to be attached in the background. ठीक है. You say Atul, you missed out this thing. I intentionally missed out this thing because I never understand that what this implement state do. I try to be understand a lot of time, but no success. Not sure that what it's exactly doing, how it's be actually working in the part. Okay. Now I click on the save. My model is created. Okay. Now what we say in the second part of this, we have to design the state model. कि इसकी states कौन कौन सी हो सकती हैं. I want my change should go new, assess, implement, schedule, review and close. मुझे assess में नहीं भेजना. So I have to be define the states here. And let's say I put click new. कहां से स्टार्ट करना है? न्यू से ही स्टार्ट करना है. मतलब इनिशियल स्टेट विल बी न्यू. आई सेड यस. और पूरे मॉडल में एक ही स्टेट होगी जो इनिशियल स्टेट होगी. अब यू वांट टू मेक अ कप ऑफ कॉफी. यस. कहां से शुरू करना है? कहीं से भी करो, लेकिन एक ही स्टेप होगा शुरू करने का. चाहे पहले पानी लेने से कर लो, चाहे फ्राई पैन से कर लो, चाहे गैस ऑन करने से ले लो, चाहे सामान निकालने से कर लो. अप टू यू. आई क्लिक ऑन द सबमिट. ठीक है. ये हो गया. इसके बाद कहां जाएगा? आई सेड इसके बाद जाएगा ये न्यू से. लेट्स से आई वांट टू गो इन द इंप्लीमेंट स्टेट. इनिशियल तो हो ही सकती है क्योंकि ऑलरेडी हमारी हो गई है. देन क्लिक ऑन द सबमिट. ठीक है. नाउ द क्वेश्चन कम. सो दिस वे वी डिसाइड. नाउ द क्वेश्चन कम, अतुल, who decide this state model? It is business who tell you that my change should go this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Then you as a consultant will design the things in this particular way. Now let's say I want to put one more thing. My change should go in the review state as well. Just a little bit larger this part. Okay. ये हो गया मेरा न्यू. लेट्स से इनिशियल स्टेट ट्रू से करते हैं इसको ताकि इजी रहेगा. ठीक है. न्यू, इंप्लीमेंट एंड रिव्यू. इफ यू वांट यू कैन चेंज द सीक्वेंस एज वेल. नहीं, पहले इंप्लीमेंट होना चाहिए, 6 होना चाहिए. इफ यू डोंट डू एनीथिंग इट विल गो इन दिस सीक्वेंस. नाउ इफ आई क्लिक ऑन द न्यू, अब न्यू से मैं कहां जा सकता हूं? इन माई मॉडल आई से 2 जगह. या तो मैं इंप्लीमेंट पे जाऊंगा या फिर मैं शेड्यूल पे जाऊंगा. सो क्लिक ऑन दिस. दिस इज कॉल्ड स्टेट ट्रांजिशन. ये वाला जो काम है, मैं कंडीशन नहीं बता रहा अभी, मैं जस्ट बता रहा हूं कि भैया आपको यहां से यहां जाना है. ठीक है. जैसे कहते हैं ना कि इफ यू आर कमिंग टू माई हाउस, इफ यू गेट अ कैब, टेक अ कैब. नहीं है तो स्ट्रेट चलते जाओ. इन द ओल्ड टाइम्स व्हाट पीपल से, मुझे दूसरे गांव जाना है, हाँ नदी के किनारे किनारे चलते जाओ, आप पहुंच जाओगे. तकरीबन 1 घंटा चलोगे ना, उसके बाद राइट साइड में बड़ा सा बर्गर का पेड़ मिलेगा, वहां से लेफ्ट लेना. दिस इज अ ट्रांजिशन कंडीशंस। तो फिलहाल हम ये वाला काम करें कि मुझे कहां कहां से जा सकता हूं मैं। तो कह रहे न्यू से आप कहां जा सकते हो, क्योंकि दो ही रखी है मैंने, या तो मैं न्यू से इंप्लीमेंट में जाऊंगा या न्यू से रिव्यू में जाऊंगा। मैंने कहा इंप्लीमेंट में जाना है मुझे। अच्छा, यू वांट इट ऑटोमेटिकली, मतलब अगर कुछ कंडीशंस फुलफिल हो जाए, यू वांट टू डू दैट पार्ट, क्लिक। मतलब कंडीशन मैच हो ना मैच हो, मैं अपने आप निकल जाऊंगा आगे। आई सेड नो, क्लिक सबमिट। ये हो गया मेरा ट्रांजिशन। मैंने भी कंडीशन नहीं बताई। नाउ ओपन इट अगेन, और यहां पर मैं कंडीशन बताऊंगा। अगर मैंने ऑटोमेटिक कर दिया तो कंडीशन बताने की जरूरत ही नहीं है मुझे। और स्टिल यू वांट टू डू, यू कैन क्लिक ऑन द न्यू हेयर। और यहां पर हमारे पास आता है कि हमें क्या करना है। आई सेड, ये क्या है, न्यू से इंप्लीमेंट है ना, टास्क। और यहां पर मैं बताता हूं कि मुझे क्या करना है। रिक्वायर, ऑथराइज, ऑन होल्ड, टास्क हैज बीन अप्रूव्ड, हैज बीन थ्रू अप्रूवल, अप्रूव्ड, टास्क रिजेक्टेड, कंडीशंस और स्क्रिप्ट। मतलब practically if I say I am a consultant, I don't do this work, it is done by my developer, but what it's saying me transition conditions में क्या बता रहा है वो, if I come, it says if I want to be authorized this change, मतलब कि न्यू से इंप्लीमेंट में जाने से पहले वो ऑथराइज होना चाहिए। नाउ आई शो यू व्हाट इज बी हैपनिंग। ये देखो वही आ जाएगा जो हमने अभी कंडीशन देखी थी। देखो ये ना, कि अगर अनऑथराइज फेल है, फॉल्स है, तो ऑथराइजेशन में जाएगा वो, तो वहां से ऑथराइज लेके आएगा। सो इफ यू वांट यू कैन पुट मोर कंडीशंस एज वेल। मतलब कि इन द शॉर्ट व्हाट हैपन दैट सर्विस नाउ मेक एवरीथिंग सो लो कोड कि आप सिर्फ ड्रैग एंड ड्रॉप या आप अपना ड्रॉप डाउन ऑप्शन डालो, बाकी सारा काम मैं आपको करके दूंगा। ओके, और अदरवाइज ऐसे नहीं, नहीं, नहीं मुझे ये नहीं चाहिए, मुझे तो ये चाहिए ऑन होल्ड। ये भी ऑन होल्ड की भी हमारे पास कंडीशन है, राइट। अगर ऑलरेडी ऑन होल्ड फॉल्स है तो ही ट्रू करो, नहीं तो मत करो। ठीक बात है ना भाई, अगर ऑलरेडी ट्रू है तो फिर क्या करना है, तो अगर फॉल्स है तो ही इसको रन करो, नहीं तो इसको छोड़ दो। नाउ इफ यू सी दिस थिंग, टास्क अप्रूव्ड, सी जब तक द टाइम माई टास्क विल नॉट गेट अप्रूव्ड, डोंट प्रोसीड फर्दर। देखो, अप्रूव, कंडीशन पासिस व्हेन अप्रूवल इज अप्रूव। जब तक अप्रूव नहीं होगा मेरा टास्क, तब तक वो आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा। देन इफ यू सी रिजेक्टेड, अगर मेरा टास्क रिजेक्ट हो जाए, यू कैन सी इट्स अप्रूवल रिजेक्टेड, ठीक है। या फिर कंडीशंस, generally we use these things, but I say if short description contains, अगर शॉर्ट डिस्क्रिप्शन में एलएनजी है तो ये वाला ट्रांजिशन करना, अदरवाइज ट्रांजिशन नहीं करना मुझे। हो सकता है ना मल्टीपल कंडीशंस। दिस इज व्हाट इज द बेनिफिट ऑफ द चेंज मॉडल। दीज थिंग्स, दिस 6 ऑप्शन यू कैन डू इन workflow as well, but that is too complicated. With the change model, service now make it easy now for us. Or if you want to put any scripting, you can create a script as well. अगर risk high हो और this thing हो plus this thing हो plus that thing हो, so you can put in scripting as well. So service now say I am making your life easy by putting all these things. This is what is called the state transition conditions. So now if I go back here and open the change model, जो बना हुआ चेंज मॉडल, लेट्स से नॉर्मल वन, ठीक है। इसमें क्या है कि ये है, ठीक है। इन्होंने क्या लिखा, दे हैव गिवन द 8 स्टेट्स, न्यू, ऑथराइज, इंप्लीमेंट, रिव्यू, असेस, एवरीथिंग, और लेट्स से put in the sequence. ठीक है, देखो ये न्यू से असेस ऑथराइज ये सब है. अब ये तो मॉडल है. नाउ लेट्स सी ट्रांजिशन. न्यू से असेस में जाएंगे आप, ये न्यू से कैंसिल में जाएंगे आप. लेकिन कब जाएंगे न्यू से असेस में? कह रहे न्यू से असेस ऑटोमेटिक तो नहीं है. ओके, कब जाएंगे? अगर मेरा असाइनमेंट ग्रुप एम्प्टी नहीं है तो ही मैं जाऊंगा. अगर मेरा असाइनमेंट ग्रुप एम्प्टी है तो मैं आगे नहीं जा सकता. दिस इज व्हाट दिस पर्टिकुलर ऑप्शन सेज. ओके, so what we can do, let's say I'm going to raise a change. Great. Let's close everything. Okay, keep it like this. Okay, change model and normal. Okay. Now everything is there. Now let's put a little time on this part. This is my change form. In the change form, when we are in the new state, we have to fill a lot of fields here. Number one, number will become automatically requested by who is requesting this change. Category. This category can be same as the incident category or can be different than the incident category as well. Up to you. Okay, generally this is always different than the incident category because in the incident we have a less one, but here we have a more categories. This category decide that what type, what not say type, but we can use the word what type of change I am implementing. Is it a hardware change? It is a software change. It is an application change. It's a network change. Don't get confused this category and type. This is a change type. This is a change category that under which category I am implementing this change. ठीक है, जैसे हम घूमने जा रहे हैं, इंडिया जा रहे हैं. Now what is the occasion or reason for that? जा रहे हैं नॉर्मल है या इमरजेंसी में जा रहे हैं? That is the one part. But category can be, it can be marriage, someone dismissed, और पेरेंट्स आर कॉलिंग, हॉलीडेज हैं, ट्रिप्स हैं, पैसे हैं तो हम जा रहे हैं, तो वो कैटेगरीज होगी मेरी. ठीक है. नाउ सर्विस ऑफरिंग एंड कॉन्फ़िगरेशन आइटम. इन द चेंज दिस three things play a very vital role, mainly this one, configuration item. Let's see this. In the change, if you put any record in the CA, it will tell you that if you're implementing a change on this CI, how it is going to be impact the other component of that CI, of that particular CI. So this is my CI. If this go down due to this change, then these two will get impacted. Mainly, जो CMDB है ना, that is a hard part for the change. That is, it say that your CMDB should be enough mature. Let's say I'll put this thing like this. Okay, and now let's reopen this. Now see, if I implement a change on this, इन पे तो फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, बट इन पे फर्क पड़ जाएगा क्योंकि ये सारे डाउनस्ट्रीम्स में है. But if I raise a change on this, then these two, this and this will get impacted. तो जब कैब मीटिंग होती है ना, तो ये चीजें देखी जाती हैं that how this change will be impact to the other components. ठीक, then we decide the priority and the risk. Risk, as of now, just understand risk. We have a different topic. We'll discuss that how this risk will get calculated. Risk and impact are the two different things. यहाँ पे in this change, we don't use impact or urgency. Sorry, we don't use urgency mainly. Impact and urgency together we not use. Here, you can move this priority as per your need. In the incident, we can't move. We can move only with the support of the priority impact into urgency. But here, we can move from the manual part as well. Risk, By default, it's 3. Keep it like that only. Okay. Now come change model. It's auto populated when we raise a change from the model perspective. Type is normal. Why? Because in our model we say it is a जो मैंने यहाँ पे किया था कहाँ गया अरे यार हाँ देखा ये गड़बड़ थी change model यहाँ पे ठीक है ये वाला ठीक ये देन कॉन्फ्लिक्ट इसको भी जस्ट हाई लेवल अभी समझते हैं क्योंकि इसका पूरा टॉपिक है हमारे पास. व्हाट कॉन्फ्लिक्ट सेज, लेट्स से योर हस्बैंड सेज हेमा लेट्स गो टू इंडिया आफ्टर 3 weeks. ठीक है, you said okay. Now when you're checking your calendar you find, oh my god, after 3 weeks I have a very important business meeting. I'm working on a deal and I have final presentation. Now this is a conflict between the change you want to be implement and the change your husband want to be implement. ठीक है, इसको इतना भी नोट करना. How it get calculated we will see. ठीक है, so ये अगर if you change or okay for the conflict we check or the service now check by default 3 things. Number 1 configuration item, number 2 plan start date, and number 3 plan end date. If my change is going to be deployed on a CI in a specific time period and HEMA change also going to be deployed on a same CI in the same specific time period or the window, then it is come in the conflict. सर्विस नाउ कहता है भैया प्रॉब्लम है आप दोनों एक ही चेंज एक ही CI पे काम करने जा रहे हो. कल कुछ अगर if something goes wrong in the network or the environment, don't blame me. I am giving you the conflict status as a conflict. अभी नहीं होगा क्योंकि अभी हमने कुछ सेव नहीं किया. Once you save at least once, then it will run automatically every time. When you load it, it will run. ठीक है? And it will tell you that when the last conflict has been run. These things has been checked in the cab meeting. Then to whom you are assigning it. Let's say I'm assigning the chain thing. ठीक है? And I can put LNG patch. Short description. Now come to this part. When we raise a change, we need the 5 things or the 5 fields complete information. Number 1, justification. Your husband says, Hema, let's go to India. You will ask this question, why? Kya ho gaya ekdam immediately you want to be go? A full business justification need to be given so that when this change go for the further approval. Now let's say you raise a leave for the 2 months. Immediately your boss will ask, Hema, what happened? You're going for a 2-week leaves, all good? Are you going to somewhere for a trip or going on the maternity leave or some treatment, some study, some exam, what? This is called the business justification. Then implementation plan. How you are going to deploy your change. This will cover the technical discussions. All the steps, technical steps. Again, your husband says, let's go to India. Then you will ask, okay, कैसे जाएंगे? I'm taking off. You take off. We'll book a flight from Toronto to Delhi. From Delhi, we'll go to, maybe I can say Pune. From Pune to we'll take a cab to go to hometown. We'll stay there. I'll arrange everything. But you have to put everything very clearly in this part. Each and every step you have to be discuss, have to be tell. Then risk and impact analysis. If I'm not saying if this change goes wrong, the first part is that if I deploy this change, what are the risks? But you say that if you're going in the middle of the session, it will impact the kids study as well, because school did not allow more than 2 days leave without any prior justification or the reason. So in this section, we will provide the complete risk and impact analysis, that what this change is going to be do, how risky it is. If this change go fail, then what can be the risk and impact? So if you see here, enter potential risk and impact associated with this change, include impact details if change implemented is unsuccessful. अगर fail हो गया, अगर fail हो गया तो क्या होगा? So you have to give a proper justification. These 5 parameters are very important from the approval perspective. You want to do a love marriage, then you have to justify each and everything to your parents. Justification बताओगे कैसे होगा, क्या रिस्क है अगर नहीं करोगे शादी इसके साथ. Backout plan. If my change failed, then how I'm going to be roll back that. Right? होता ना कि भाई अगर change fail हो जाए, then what be the backout plan? I tell you my example. I guess 2 years back when I came to UK, we planned to go for the Scotland. Okay, it was very first trip for me to be via train from Sheffield to Scotland. We book our train tickets, we book our hotels and all the things, all the rooms, everything has been booked. The day we need to be travel, we reach at the station. Okay, and my train got cancelled. I'm standing on the platform and I got a message and on the screen that this train has been cancelled. I have no backup plan because I never think about the same, that this thing can be happen here as well. So it is fact that if you are deploying any change, you must have a backup plan. Backup possible है या नहीं है, ये that's a different thing. That's a different thing. But you must have a backup plan. And last is the testing plan. Once this change go in the deployment phase, it's deployed, how you will test it, that it is working as expected or not. So these 5 points, these 5 inputs are must in a change to get approval on that particular part. If anything missing, then maybe your CAB will not approve this change. Your approver will not approve this change. Okay, then schedule. कब जाना है? Plan starts. Plan start, plan end. मैंने plan बोली. ये दोनों plan start, plan end. We will put CAB required. We will see when we go for the CAB workbench. So as of now, just understand there is a field available, and these things, actual start, actual end, will be auto populated. When we move our change from implement to schedule, schedule to implement, then this will get populated. And when from implement to review, then this will get populated. Now I'm going to save this. Sorry, I need to put the dates as well so that we can see. ठीक है, देखो मैंने dates put नहीं की तो भी conflict run नहीं हुआ. Let me put the dates as well. I am intentionally putting the back date to show you something on the configuration part. Sorry, on the conflict part. I doubt we have anything like this as well, or I need to be change the CI. Let me say like this. And let me change the CI as well, so that I can say this thing and save. देखो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हुआ और कॉन्फ्लिक्ट आ गया. क्यों? क्योंकि अब ये CI and the dates which I put has conflict with the other changes. अतुल कहाँ मिलेगा देखने के लिए? Come here and see. This change has a conflict with the maintenance window and the blackout window. दोनों क्या होती हैं? We'll discuss. But for the time being, just see this information. Okay. Now scroll down. These are the related list. Here the topic come affected CI and the impacted CIs and services. I must say go and read about this. Mainly affected CIs क्या रहते हैं जब हम किसी CI पे change deploy when we go and deploy change it will go and fetch out all the CIs of the relationship. Now if I change something to LNG, let's say, and say okay, and let me run the refresh impacted services as well. नहीं है, very good. So okay, now what is the purpose of this? We can raise a change on a one CA as of now, but I know this change is going to be impact to the many CIs, but we can't add number of CIs here, more than one we can't add. So what we do, we'll go here and we start adding the change or adding the CIs in the affected CI list as well, that this change may impact this CI as well. So we can do like this. भाई अब आपके हस्बैंड ने बोला that okay, let's go to India, but is it going to only impact to your husband? No, it's going to impact you, it is going to impact your child as well. But change क्या था? Change who is main CI impacted? Your husband. So rest you and your kid can be added as the affected CI. ठीक है? Then every change will have a change task as well. This we will see in the flow. You can map the problems here. You can map the incident here. See, incident fixed by change. ऐसे कौन से इंसिडेंट है जो इस चेंज से फिक्स होंगे? इंसिडेंट कॉज्ड बाय चेंज, ऐसे कौन से चेंज है जो इस पर्टिकुलर चेंज से रेज होंगे? ये तो फ्यूचर है, ये तो हमें पता ही नहीं अभी. If you have any SLA on the task, you can put it here. If you have any outage on the change, कि मेरा ये चेंज इस CI पर इतनी देर के लिए डाउन टाइम रहेगा. Like we got a message, right? From the banks, we got a message. We are going to do a maintenance. Banking services may impacted between this time to this time period. So they create an outage record in the background. Now outage can be of the three types. Sorry, I'm not getting a new option here. Come on. New option क्यों नहीं आ रहा मेरे को? Should be their new option. Maybe. ठीक है. So this is a overall view of this particular change. Now what we're discussing about this part. Normal and new to assess. ठीक, इट्स ए न्यू टू असेस में जाना है. हाँ जाना है. कब जा सकते हैं? कंडीशन क्या होगी? असाइनमेंट ग्रुप इज नॉट एम्प्टी. नाउ लेट्स ट्राई टू क्लिक ऑन दिस रिक्वेस्ट अप्रूवल. उससे पहले हमें ये भी इंफॉर्मेशन फिल करनी पड़ेगी. इट्स मैंडेटरी, ये वाला. ठीक है. एंड से let's say everything has been done now. Everything has been filled properly. ठीक है. And now I want to send it to my peer approval or maybe to the next team approval. I am let's say your husband make a plan. Okay, he sit for 2-3 hours. He make a complete plan. Flight, this number of these flights, these many ticket, this particular date, this particular time. Cap, yes. आगे का luggage and all the things. He make a plan. And after making a complete plan, he click on the request approval. He send it to you. Hema, can you check it or approve it? This time a change will move into the assess state. अरे हो क्यों गया? तो होना चाहिए था. Because it's not empty. It should not work. बट ये तो एम्प्टी हुआ क्यों भाई? मे बी some reason. Okay, but it should check. Yes, assignment group is not empty. हाँ ठीक है, but मेरे में तो empty है. Let's go back. Initial admin नहीं, मैंने ऑटोमेटिक चेक किया हुआ है. Let me see what is the condition here. Assignment group is not empty. पता नहीं यार ये तो क्यों है मेरे केस में. तो my doubt कि why should working need to be checked that why it's not working. It should give me an error that this is not empty. So this is empty because the condition says oh नहीं नहीं नहीं, नहीं ये तो अलग से है ना, न्यू टू इम्प्लीमेंट. ये तो अपने दूसरे वाला, इसको बंद कर देंगे. We are on this part. Should not work. Maybe something getting overridden on this part, so it's getting this part. So now when we come here and you can see the change in the assess. Now what is assess means? Assess is the place where technical team start reviewing this change. अब देखो, अगर आप देखोगे assess है and scroll down, you can see it is for the approval of the change manager. तो ये approval कहाँ से आया? This is the point, right? Now I say, let's say me and my wife planning to go to India. Before we book our tickets, we reach out to our parents. Hey, we are planning to come to India on these dates. Are you available? Means, do you have any plan to go somewhere else in these days? Everything is fine, all the things good. Any problem to become that time? So what we're saying, we're getting approval. Now, how this thing come? Leave it for a time being, because this is we need to be see from the approval policies or the workflows or the flows. The purpose of this assess state is that in this particular area, in this particular state, you can add as many as approval you want, but it will be on the technical approvals. It can be, you can take approval from the CI owner, you can take approval from the CI group owner, you can take from the service offering or the service owner. Any one you want, you can do it. And to get the approval in this place, we can use the approval change approval policies. Change approval policies. I'm mixing a lot of things here so that you can get a clear picture. We will discuss these topics one by one. Okay. Once I approve this change, let's say I'm a person, I approve this change. And then you will see the next step. Okay. Oh. कहाँ गया हमारा चेंज? अच्छा सॉरी, we'll click on the whole. अरे oh sorry, I'm putting the standard change. Oh, I need to put here. ठीक है. Now let's come here and you can see my chain move to the schedule state. It bypasses the authorize. क्यों? Let's come back here. न्यू से असेस था, ठीक है. नाउ कम बैक हियर. ये ना एक तो प्रॉब्लम ही रहती है. ठीक है, नॉर्मल. ठीक है, न्यू से असेस किया. अब बोल रहे असेस से मैं कहां जा सकता हूं? क्लिक ऑन दिस. You can go to assess to authorize. You can go from assess to cancel. But why it's going from assess to schedule? Any approval is between? नहीं. Are we using the right to as well? Because it's say authorize. Assess से schedule का तो कोई option ही नहीं है. Let me go back again here. Do you want a transition on this part? नहीं, schedule to implement नहीं. Why it is bypassing all these things? That is the problem now for me to be understand. Practically it should check this from assess. It can go to authorize. Let me open it. Why it's bypassing authorize? अच्छा ये देखो, it's a automatic task. ये कह रहा है assess से authorize automatic हो जाएगा अगर टास्क अप्रूव है, लेकिन इन अवर केस कहाँ गया, we don't have any task there. देखो यहाँ पे कोई टास्क नहीं है, राइट, चेंज टास्क नहीं है. So it pick up this thing. Task is approved. So what it's saying, if I open this, when approval is approved, sorry, not task, when approval is approved means if my change in the previous state is get approved. Now the thing is that in my change approval policy I have a condition कि अगर risk minimum है 3 है तो कोई approval नहीं generate होना चाहिए. So it's bypassing that particular part and no approval is get generated. That is it's moving from new to, it go to authorize, but it pass the authorize to directly. So now if you come back here and let me go, yes, now if you see authorize to schedule, देखो ये ना authorize to schedule true, और क्या है approved by cab. इसमें cab भी generate नहीं हुई. Why? Maybe the reason being this is a low risk change, so no cab is approval is required. So it bypass everything. Now the thing is that I can clearly see your state of mind now. So much confusion is there. Don't worry. Just put this part together as of now. That we have change model. Under change model we have state model, we have state transition, and we have conditions. We have approval policies as well. Let me show you something. Approval policies. इसको हम सर्च कर चेंज अप्रूवल पॉलिसीज. ये देखो ये, ठीक है, ये यहां से आता है. नॉर्मल चेंज क्या है, ये रही, और डिसीजन क्या है, ये रहे. कैब के पास कब जाएगा, ये देखो, रिक्वायर्ड कैब अप्रूवल कब जाएगा कैब अप्रूवल के लिए, अगर रिस्क शुड बी हाई और मॉडरेट. और मेरा रिस्क क्या था यहाँ पे, माई रिस्क इज लो, सॉरी रिस्क इज मॉडरेट बट, अरे तो और भी गड़बड़ लग रहा है मुझे, कहाँ गया, हाँ, लेकिन मेरा ऑथराइज में नहीं था, मेरा असेस में ही था, तो उसने बाईपास कर दिया उसको कि भैया नहीं, आपका कंडीशन मेट नहीं हो रहा है तो मैं काम नहीं कर पाऊंगा आपके लिए, और ना ही मेरा EMT था, तो उसने बाईपास किया एंड इट मूव टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट. और इफ आई गो बैक अगेन टू चेक, देखो लो रिस्क चेंज, अगर रिस्क लो है और पिछले वाले ने अप्रूव नहीं किया, मतलब मैनेजर अप्रूव नहीं किया, तो जाएगा अप्रूवल के लिए. तो इसने बोला कि असाइनमेंट ग्रुप को अप्रूवल के लिए भेज दो, बट ऑथराइज में होना चाहिए. बट हमारा तो अप्रूवल किस में है, असेस में है. सो इट मीन्स फॉर अस दिस कंडीशन वर्क. असेस में जाओ और जो भी ग्रुप असाइनमेंट ग्रुप में लिखा हुआ है यहां पर, उससे अप्रूवल लेके आओ. सो इट डन. दिस पार्ट, हाउ टू डिफाइन दिस थिंग वी विल सी. चेंज अप्रूवल पॉलिसी का पूरा कंसेप्ट रहेगा हमारे पास, ठीक है. सो इन शॉर्ट इफ आई से, if I go back here, so once this change has fully approved, is in the schedule state, मतलब कि your tickets has been booked, your hotels has been booked, your cab has been booked, your holidays has been booked, you inform your manager, boss, everybody, and now you're waiting for the day to be travel. This is called schedule. And once you reach on the day, means tomorrow I have to, or today I have to travel, you start implement. Okay, now I'm starting my implementation part. And if you see, when I click on the implement, my change will move to the implement state. And also, if you come back here, this date has been actual start date has been populated because I start implementing my change now. And if you notice, my two tasks get generated. Out of the box, ServiceNow give two tasks. One is implementation task and one is called post implementation testing task. Some customer says we want this task should be generated when the change in the new state. Someone say in the scheduled state, someone say authorized states. But ServiceNow out of the box raise these changes in the author and the implement state. Now the question comes, Atul, how it's working. This thing is coming from the flow. Let me give you a glimpse of that as well. So today topic is like a combination of all the terms of ServiceNow in the change management. Let me show you here that how these things is coming in the picture. So the reason I'm saying yesterday as well that in the change, in a single change, we have a number of terms there. So we see conflict is the one term. We see this conflict records is the second term. We see impacted is the third term. We see risk is the fourth term. We see task is the fifth term. And we see approval are the sixth term. And overall running is the workflow is the seventh term. So if you come here and search here in the flow, let's search. ठीक है, नहीं चेंज भी इसको नॉर्मल से करते हैं, नॉर्मल से इजी रहेगा। देखो ये अभी हम किस स्टेट में, इंप्लीमेंट में, तो ये वाला फ्लो चला मेरा। जब असेस में तो ये वाला फ्लो था। ओपन इट एंड यू कैन सी इसमें इट इज मेंशन देयर। ठीक है, कब हो ये, व्हेन मॉडल इज नॉर्मल स्टेट इज इंप्लीमेंट। और क्या करना है, मेरे टास्क क्रिएट कर दो यहाँ पे। So if you click, you can see task create हो जाएगा यहाँ पे मेरा। If you come back here, sorry, come back here and you see assess में क्या था, देखो ये ना चेंज अप्रूवल पॉलिसी जो हमने अभी देखी, कहाँ गई वो अप्रूवल पॉलिसी, बंद कर दिया क्या मैंने, बट इट इज कॉलिंग दिस अप्रूवल पॉलिसी, वांट टू सी normal change policy. Means a lot of things has been driven through the workflow only, sorry, flow only, because we're using the change model. A lot of things has been driven from the flow only, and in the flow we are calling the different things. And then if you come back here, authorize, my model is this and this is authorized, so what to do, it says go to the change approval policies. वो अभी भी change approval policy में ही गया, उसने चेक किया कि पॉलिसी में क्या लिखा, पॉलिसी में लिखा था कि अगर मॉडरेटर हाई है लेकिन चेंज ऑथराइज में है तो काम करूंगा, अदरवाइज काम नहीं करूंगा, तो उसने काम नहीं किया, सो इट्स बाईपास एंड मूव टू द नेक्स्ट थिंग। इवेल्युएट किया और मेल भेज दिया कि भैया नहीं, इसमें तो कुछ नहीं है मेरे पास करने के लिए। ठीक, सो इफ I click on the review now, logically I need to be update this task as well, these two tasks, either I should make it as a cancelled. Now how this thing become cancelled automatically, ये भी question है। These things are coming from the change properties or maybe coming from the flow। अगर मैंने काम नहीं किया तो what to do when I move to the review state, and as soon as I move to the review state, if you notice this dates has been changed now, see plan actual end date also get populated here। ये पूरा का पूरा सिस्टम ड्रिवन रहता है। We need to be make sure that this should be read only actually, ताकि कोई यूजर मैनुअली इसको चेंज ना कर सके जाके। And once you done with this review, then you can move the change to the close state। और क्लोजिंग के लिए we have to give this information। Okay, now two things. If you're closing a task, even though we did not done this part, it's missed out. If I open this, let's say I open this task in another window. Okay. If I am closing a task, then I have to be give the same thing. Like, is this task is successful or unsuccessful? Let's say I'm moving to the closed. So now you can see here. Successful, unsuccessful, or with issue. This is on the task level. यार पानी तो अच्छा उबल गया था लेकिन मैंने जब I put the tea bag and I forget to dim the gas and it boil a lot and it become little bad format of the tea. ये task level पे discussions हो रही है. And now I am closing a change. That overall change, what you say? Overall it's successful, unsuccessful, or what was the reason? सक्सेसफुल विद इशू, बिकॉज अगर आपके टास्क में इशू है तो आपका चेंज भी तो इशू में ही होगा ना फिर, तो इसका मतलब राइट. सो दिस इज फॉर द चेंज पर्सपेक्टिव एंड दिस इज फॉर द टास्क पर्सपेक्टिव. ठीक है जी.
Yes, sir.
I know it's little complicated, but now we done we see a stone from the all sides. And now we are going to break the stones in the pieces. So one piece has been done, that model part has been done. Okay, how to raise a model, what the state transition, what the state model, state transition, and the conditions in that. What I will suggest you now, better go and read about this model now. Open any model and read, maybe in the normal only. Read and see what is be happening in this, what they have put the condition. So that you can understand that how this model has been defined. Because this model and flow work hand in hand actually. And in the flow, we have a task. In the flow, we have a this thing, approval as well. Then we have a conflict as well. Then we have a CAV as well. We have a task as well. So multiple things work in a single place. That is the reason it is complicated. अभी तो हमने जो we missed out this thing, how to calculate this risk. इसका तो पूरा अलग ही टॉपिक चलता है. ठीक है. So major topics are risk understanding and this conflict understanding is the major topics. क्योंकि कैसे कैसे काम करते हैं या फिर कैब वर्कबेंच कैसे काम करता है, these three are the different topics we have to be do on that particular part. ठीक है. But with this we have done with our one topic that is called the state, not state, change model. ठीक है. And a quick demo of the change as well has been done to understand that what fields it contain and how it's work together in hand. Question. Okay, no question, then I'm good to.
Yeah, we're good.